Worthy ones, how to embrace your greatness without seeking validation. What's up, it's Gene, this word to be great. This has to be one of the killers of dreams, of seeking validation. You're always trying to get other people to validate the great vision inside of you. And because you're always seeking validation, you never get started. Because you're seeking validation, you let your dream die without even attempting to realize it in your life. So what we're going to talk about in this video is how to embrace your greatness without seeking validation. What's up, it's Gene. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you never miss one of my weekly motivational videos. Remember when I was a lot younger, man, or let me say this. Let me talk about one of my good friends, and I'm not going to mention his name because this is very good for this moment. I have a friend, he's very talented. He's a very good guitarist. He can sing well. I mean, he's a very gifted individual. And if you was to talk to this individual, he probably would ask you the question that he always asks me. Hey, Gene, do you think I can be successful in music? And I always tell him yes, but the problem is he is always seeking validation. He would come to me and ask me that question. I would give him positive feedback. I encourage him. I motivate him. But he's also going to ask that question to family members and other friends, and they don't give him a very encouraging response. They tell him you need to keep your job. You're not talented enough. You don't sing well enough. And because he's always seeking validation, till this day, he has not acted on his dream of being a great musician. Despite the fact he has a vision, despite the fact he has talent, because the validation is more important than he actually taking action. And a lot of y'all are like my friend. You're doing the same thing. You are seeking validation instead of embracing your greatness. And because of that, you're not trying to go after the dream that's inside of you. So why do we do this? Number one, the reason we do this is because we get in our mind that we need this validation. Now, why do we feel that way? Because we have not accepted the great vision inside of us. See, you must accept that great vision inside of you, whatever it is, whether it's to be a musician, a speaker, a rapper, a teacher, whatever that great vision is, you have to accept the vision. Because by accepting the vision, you're telling yourself, you know what? There is a chance that I can make this happen in my life. But if you do not accept the vision within yourself, then you'll go out and seek validation to other people. And when they don't give you that validation, you'll start to have so much self-doubt about yourself, you'll never attempt. So you have to accept the vision. Now, part of accepting that vision is this. You have to embrace the possibility that you can live out that greatness. You see, when you embrace the possibility you can live out that greatness, that gives you hope. That gives you a fire to move forward. That gives you a belief within yourself that if I take action today, I can live that greatness tomorrow. But if you do not embrace the possibility that you can live out that greatness and you start seeking the validation of other people, what's going to happen is because you don't embrace your own greatness, when they tell you that you're not great, when they tell you you're not talented, when they tell you that you cannot make it happen, you will take what they say over what you believe about yourself, and that's going to cause you not to ever attempt to go after your own dream. So you have to embrace the possibility that you can realize that greatness in your life. Now, you have to make sure that you have to make up your mind that you're not going to go seek validation. See, here's the thing. When you start seeking people's validation before you embrace the possibility that you can realize the greatness in your life, you haven't even accepted your own great vision. What happens is whatever expectations they have for you, whatever they tell you is possible for you, you're going to take that as the truth. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, what you believe about yourself is the most important thing. So if you accept the fact that you have this great vision and you embrace the fact that it's a possibility in your life and you believe that within yourself, that validation is not even important because you have already made up your mind that it is a possibility for you to live out that greatness. And I also want to encourage you to do this. Not only do you accept the vision, you also have to start training your mind to continue to believe in yourself, to continue to give yourself hope. So I want to encourage you to create a positive affirmation for yourself that you can say in the morning before you go to bed. You can say throughout the day, something that's going to remind you that you have embraced your own greatness. You're not seeking validation because you are the person that's building you up. So let me give you an example. I have an affirmation I say to myself every day, and it's that you are worthy to be great. Now, You hear me say this at the end of videos, but you have to realize that is me really talking to myself. I've been telling myself that for years. This has been my affirmation. Gene, you are worthy to be great. So when I see that great vision inside of me of being a great speaker, a great author, and I'm not seeking the validation of others, because I am building myself up. I am keeping myself motivated. I am telling myself every day that I'm worthy to be great. So I want to encourage you to come up with your own affirmation that's going to remind you that the great vision inside of you is a possibility in your life. You have to accept that vision. You have to accept that greatness. And you also have to keep building yourself up by speaking to yourself in a positive way. So that's why I want to encourage you to come up with an affirmation that's for you, that speaks to you, that speaks to your greatness, because that's going to help you to move forward when you have those days that you're doubting yourself. Now, that brings me to my next point, and that is you have to face your self-doubt. How many people have let their dreams die because of self-doubt? They doubt themselves so much they don't even attempt to go after their dreams. That's what happened to my friend who wants to be a musician. He has so much self-doubt, he hasn't even attempted to go after his dream. Instead, he's been seeking the validation of others, and that's why till this day, despite he having a great voice, despite he's a great guitarist, despite he has all this talent, he has still not attempted his dream because of self-doubt. So in order for you to start overcoming your self-doubt, you must do so with action. When you start give up the idea of seeking the validation of others. You have to make up your mind that you're going to take action. So whatever your dream is, you just give yourself some small actions to take. And the reason this is important, because the more you take action towards your dream, the more you start to develop confidence, the more you start to believe in yourself, because you are keeping promises to yourself. You are having small wins. You are actually going out taking action to make your dream happen. I remember when I had the fear of getting into public speaking, because I've always been afraid of it. I was like, man, I really want to be a motivational speaker, but I hadn't spoken in years, so I was so afraid of it. So I had so much self-doubt, but I did not fall into the trap of seeking the validation of others. Instead, what I decided to do is I decided to start taking small steps towards my dream, because I knew that the vision I had inside of me, that great vision of being a speaker, was a possibility in my life. So what I did is I joined a small speech club. And when I joined that speech club, that was my one big win, just join the club itself. But the second win I had, which was a major boost for my confidence, is when I gave my first speech after not giving a speech since I was a freshman in college, which was 12 years prior. So whatever dream that you have, in order for you to overcome that self-doubt, you have to do it by taking action, because it's the only way it's going to be a possibility for you to overcome it. And the next thing you have to do is this. You have those feelings. I'm sure you have those feelings of unworthiness, like I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy. In order to combat those feelings of unworthiness, it also will be taken care of as you're taking action. It's not just the self-doubt. See, the self-doubt is what's feeding your unworthiness. The more you doubt yourself and you're not taking action, you're not doing anything about making your dream become reality, the more unworthy you will feel. In order for you to overcome those feelings of unworthiness, you have to take those small actions. This is vital if you want your dream to become a reality. Now, another part of this is that when you start creating a positive affirmation for yourself, when you start taking action for yourself, then your mindset will start to shift. If you have a very pessimistic mindset and you don't believe anything possible for yourself, it's because you have not given yourself a chance. And the good thing about it is as you're taking action, you're overcoming that self-doubt. You're starting to overcome that unworthiness. Then you start developing what I call a worthy to be great mindset. And what that means is that you believe that you're worthy of achieving a great vision that's inside of you. But the only way you're going to start to move towards that is through action. So whatever it is, you have to take action. You cannot get around that. So many people think they can sit down and just envision their dream and it's going to happen. No, you must take action. And the next thing is this, and I think this is one of the most important, because you can take all the action in the world, you can accept the vision, but you have to set boundaries for self-care. So let me explain what I mean by this. You see, in order for your dream to become a reality, in order for you to protect that dream, you must protect yourself. You have to protect yourself to protect your dream at all costs. Because if you're not protecting yourself from haters, if you're not protecting yourself from negative mindsets, what's going to happen is that when you start to allow that negative, that toxicity that you get from others to get inside of you, then you'll stop believing in yourself and you'll stop going after your dream. So you must protect yourself in order to protect your dream. That's very important. And not only that, your mindset is very important. We talked about a word to be great, mindset. The only way you can protect that mindset is you have to keep negative, toxic people from around you, because when you have those tough times, when you have no setbacks and you're at your lowest, if you got some negative person in your life that's talking negative towards you, feeding on that toxicity in you, it's going to cause you to give up on your dream. But another thing is this. It's very important that you set boundaries on who you share your dreams with. You have to be very specific. If you know it's somebody in your life that's not going after a dream or goal, don't be telling them people your dreams and goals, because you are setting yourself up to be attacked by dream sabotagers. So let me explain what I mean by this. When I was 16 years old, when I turned 16 years old, I decided I wanted to get a real job. Now, I had been out stealing with my friends. We were doing stuff on the streets that I was not proud of. And I did not like it because I didn't like the way it felt after we did these certain things. So when I turned 16, I could finally get a real job. I told two of my homeboys that I was out there doing all that crazy stuff with. I said, listen, I'm going to give me a job at the time at Super Kmart because I want to save up some money so I can buy me a car. So they made fun of me. They say, you're going to look stupid in uniform. You can make more money doing the stuff we're doing. I said, nah, man, I want to do things the right way. So I got me a job at Super Kmart. Everything was great. And now I specifically got this job because it was outside of my hood. It was like in this nice area. My mama had to drive a little far to take me there, but we understood that it was better for me to work in a nice area outside of the hood so I couldn't be bothered with, right? Now, my two homeboys that I was doing all that stuff with, they decided one day to pop up at my job. And I was like, why in the world did they come way out here? This job is like 30 minutes away from my hood. So they come up to me and they talking to me as I'm sacking groceries. We having a conversation. They joking around. They laughing at my uniform. You know, they doing all this stuff, right? And right after they walked away from me, I thought they had left the store. I was busy. I was doing my job. But about 20 minutes later, my manager comes up to me. He said, Gene, let me talk to you. So he pulled me to the side. He said, hey, those two guys that walked in the store, do you know them? I said, yeah, I grew up with them. They're in my hood. I've been knowing them for years. He said, well, did you have anything to do with what just happened? I say, no. What are you talking about? He said, well, we got one of them in the back because after they walked away from you, they started stealing out the store. One of them ran out the store. We got the other in the back. The police is coming. I want to make sure you didn't have nothing to do anything with it, because if you do, we got to bring you in the back and you're going to be fired. I say, no, sir, I had nothing to do with it. I knew nothing what they was about to do. You see, these individuals were dream sabotagers. They know I got that job because I had a dream of buying my own car. And instead of them encouraging me, instead of them being happy for me, they was trying to sabotage my dream. And that's why they showed up to that job. And so a lot of you all, you have dreams that you want to accomplish. You have to realize that you have to set boundaries by being careful who you share your dreams with, because if you don't, you will have those dream sabotagers who will try to sabotage your dream. So I want to encourage you to keep your dreams to yourself. Only share with people who have a dream, who have a goal they're pursuing, so you can avoid those dream sabotagers. So we're the ones, you have to embrace your greatness without seeking validation. That's the only way that greatness inside of you is going to become a reality. So let's go back over to some of the points that we just talked about. Number one, in order for you to embrace your greatness without seeking validation, you have to accept the vision inside of you. Whatever that great vision is for you, whether it's a musician, whether it's a rapper, whether it's a doctor, whatever it is, you have to accept that vision, because your acceptance, number one, is the key for you not seeking validation. If you do not accept your own great vision, then you'll go out and try to seek the validation of others, and you'll be just like my friend who is a musician and talented, and you will never take action on your dream. Number two, you have to face your self-doubts. We all have them. They're not going to go anywhere, but the only way you can ever fully defeat them is by taking action. Face those self-doubts. Whatever they are, take those actions so you can get those small wins and they can allow you to start to realize your greatness. And the third thing is you have to set boundaries for self-care. You have to remember that protecting yourself is protecting your dream. You have to protect your dream. Don't share it with people that you shouldn't, because you know what they're going to do. They're going to try to sabotage your dream. So you have to set boundaries for your own self-care. So this was a video I want to have with you guys today, talk to you about the importance of embracing your greatness without seeking validation, because so many of us are letting our dreams die. We're seeking validation, and when we don't get it or we get negative feedback, it keeps us from pursuing our dreams, and you'll be just like one of my friend is, with all that talent, and it never become a reality in your life. If you like this video, I want you to actually like and share this video. Also, if you're somebody you're having a hard time overcome seeking validation, you're having a hard time staying motivated, you're having a hard time being self-disciplined, I want to encourage you to get a copy of my book, Worded to Be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness. This book will help you to develop the self-discipline skills that are necessary to pursue that great vision inside of you. See, sometimes we try to go after a dream and we don't have a guide that can help us, or some tools that can help us to stay focused so we can make it happen in our life. See, today, this is almost at my 900 YouTube video. I've written 8 books, and the reason is because I have in my personal life embraced my greatness without seeking validation. And because of that, I'm moving forward for my dream, and I promise you my book, Word to Be Great, can help you do the same. Go after the dream that's inside of you. Always remember that you are the person that must embrace your greatness for your dream to become a reality, because you are worthy to be great.